Welcome to this week's episode of Jet Lag in the News. I'm Steve Jasper, aka the Jet Lag Guy. Let's talk about business travel. And this week's there are a lot of glitches happening in business travel, so let's get them out of the way first. For Australian travellers, the new European Union border control rules have some impact. For stays of less than 90 days, no visa is required. If you are entering the Schengen area for the first time since the new rules, expect fingerprint and facial image capture, which may increase processing time. However, the European Travel Information and Authorisation System is not scheduled to commence until the last quarter of 2026, so ignore that for the time being. Over to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's electronic travel authorisation has faced technical disruptions, so the Department of Immigration and Emigration has provided clarification. Submitting an application through the official portal remains mandatory for both tourist and business travellers. Even if the approval notice is not issued due to the ongoing system malfunction, passengers are still required to submit their application and have an ETA reference notice to present along with their passport. There are new rules for Australians with British or Irish dual citizenship. Initially, these dual citizens could have been denied travel to the UK from February 25th unless they carry a valid British or Irish passport or certificate of entitlement. However, due to a lot of pushback, there has been a change, and now travellers who hold both an expired UK passport as well as a valid passport from a country that's eligible for an electronic travel authorisation may now be enter the UK. On the 26th of February, in Italy, there are plans for a national strike that includes pilots, cabin crew, ground handling staff, and air traffic controllers, potentially resulting in extensive delays at key Italian airports. This is just after the completion of the Winter Olympics, so there could be plenty of pain for travellers trying to travel to or from Italy. Last year, the UK government announced a planned 13 cities in England, including London, Manchester, and Liverpool, to impose local accommodation levies. The Business Travel Association, the Global Business Travel Association, and the Institute of Travel Management have jointly submitted a response stating, quote, "Business travel should not be treated as a funding mechanism for local tourism investment." The response also noted that business travel is not discretionary and that an accommodation levy on business travellers amounts to a tax on business. Over to Australia. Business travel in Perth, the capital city of the state of Western Australia and Australia's fourth largest city, is experiencing a massive uptick in business travel. Domestic travel has increased, but so has international travel, up to 8.5%, as the Western Australian economy diversifies to some extent from mining resources. And now over to France. For those of you flying to Paris, I wish, Air France is partnering with Apple TV, featuring popular shows such as Ted Lasso, The Morning Show, and Severance. The catalogue will be refreshed every 2 months, so there's always something new to watch. Over to Germany. Lufthansa is rolling out Allegris, its comprehensive cabin redesign program across all travel classes, including economy, premium economy, business, and first class. Business class passengers will have redesigned seats, direct aisle access for every passenger, and customizable seating options. Long-haul flights will be on Boeing's 787 Dreamliner, which have intelligent LED lighting, as well as increased cabin pressure and humidity, which can all be beneficial to minimize the impact of jet lag. Staying with Lufthansa but switching over to India, Air India and the Lufthansa Group have signed a memorandum of understanding to establish a, quote, joint business agreement, taking advantage of the new trade deal between the European Union and India. There will be cooperation regarding flight schedules and route networks with joint sales and marketing initiatives. Kazakhstan's flag carrier Air Astana has finalised the purchase of 15 Boeing 787 Dreamliners. The long-haul capacity of the Dreamliners opens up the possibility of direct flights from Kazakhstan to New York and/or Tokyo. And as I mentioned earlier, lighting cabin pressure and humidity to minimize jet lag. Over to Vietnam, and I had to double check this information. Sun PhuQuoc, a Vietnamese airline that focuses on leisure travel and has PhuQuoc Island as a major hub, has placed an order for 40, that's a 4 followed by a 0, Boeing 787 Dreamliners, again with methods to minimize the impact of jet lag. The Sun PhuQuoc's current fleet is 6 planes in total, so that's quite an increase in capacity. And now over to sport. As I mentioned, the San Francisco 49ers are playing their Week 1 round of NFL in Melbourne, Australia. The team will play a subsequent game in Mexico, and tight end George Kittle decided to have a little fun with it, posting an image of himself with a Mexican wrestling mask and holding a crocodile. Great image. But just to let you know, George, Melbourne is a long way from any crocodiles. We're at the far southern end of the continent. We have penguins here, so maybe holding a penguin would have been a better choice. Anyway, best of luck, George. The Winter Olympics in Italy have concluded with a record number of medals for Australia. 6 in total, 3 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze. Australia has not been known for its Winter Olympic prowess, with only limited amounts of snow in the country. But yes, we do have snow and we do have ski resorts. The reason I suspect Australia's performance is improving, at least one of the key reasons, is factoring in jet lag and managing it well. Several years ago, I had an academic paper published on the link between jet lag and Olympic medal counts, using the Summer Olympics, and it does seem that the teams are taking jet lag more seriously now. Now let's see if we can get the business community to take jet lag seriously. And finally, what do you get when you mix alcohol with jet lag? Potentially incoherent nonsense. Danika Mason was reporting on the Winter Olympics for the Nine Network. She had travelled across multiple time zones from Australia and may have consumed a few beverages the night before. There was a live cross from the studio to the Olympics where she ranted about the price of coffee in the United States before saying, quote, "I'm not sure about the iguanas. Where are we going with that one?" End quote. I'm not so sure about the iguanas either, Danika. She apologised after saying, quote, "I shouldn't have had a drink, especially in these conditions. It's cold, we've got altitude, and not having had dinner probably didn't help as well," she said. "I want to take full responsibility. It's not the standard I set for myself. I'm really sorry." And Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has weighed in saying he's, quote, "pro-Danica." So let's all consider the apology accepted. Who among us hasn't made poor decisions when we travel? This is a great case study of why you should stay away from the demon drink when you fly across multiple time zones. If you have any questions or want to know more about what I do, check out my website at www.jetlagguy.com.au. There's another book on the way, and you'll be the first to know when it's released. And that's this week's Jet Lag in the News. I'm Steve Jasper, aka the Jet Lag Guy. Thank you for watching.